Laurie.
This is how I remember President Kennedy. Sitting at the beach, having fun, enjoying his family. And I also have a picture of him and Jackie sailing together and on the beach again. And then he also liked to rub elbows with Hollywood. And here he is with Frank Sinatra. I remember a bright sunny day when I was excused early from my kindergarten class. I was going with my family to Cheney Stadium to see the President of the United States, and not just a president, but the one known as the ruler of Camelot, an era that most of you have not experienced. The time was the early 60s, and I reflected back to that day as I watched the inaugural speech of JFK. The three things that stood out in my mind as I watched the speech had to do with his persona. First, I saw a man of great personal strength. Second, a man of carefully chosen words. And mostly, I saw the personality that encompassed the man of Camelot. I saw in this video a glimpse of his character and charm that won the hearts of America. I don't know if many of you know that he suffered with Addison's disease. That's an endocrine disorder, and the adrenal glands are right above the kidneys. And basically what I can say about endocrine disorders is that it affects everything from your skin to your bones and everything in between. And so he must have suffered, but I didn't really see that. He didn't complain very much. I also saw that he was well poised. He only moved his hand when he spoke. It was like he was hitting his points like a hammer hits a nail. He would say, pay any price, meet any hardship, support any friend, and oppose any foe. I know he had an exceptional speechwriter. But without the right speaker, a speech can be just words. And what I liked about his speeches were the way the sentences kind of did a little transition to bring about a certain point. Things like, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Let us not negotiate through fear, but let us not fear to negotiate. Ask not what America can do for you, but what together we can do for man. He also spoke of liberties for all people. And so in my studies for this speech, I was kind of surprised to read one of Bobby's comments, is that the Kennedys kind of grew into the civil rights movement. It wasn't something that they took on right from the beginning in their politics. Bobby was quoted as saying that the Kennedys didn't sit around their table and talk about the plight of the average black man. They did talk about the plight of the immigrants from Ireland because, of course, they were Irish. But I always thought the name Kennedy and civil rights was just kind of went hand in hand, but that wasn't always the case. They grew into that movement. And I was also surprised at Martin Luther King's comment about John Kennedy. He said that the first time he met him, he didn't think John was that impressed with him. And then there's the Prince of Camelot. I noticed the clothes that he chose to wear for that inaugural speech. He had tails on his tuxedo. And that's the way he was. And you would think a man of such pomp might not be friendly or maybe arrogant or something, but he didn't appear that way. He was very friendly and outgoing, very approachable. And yes, John Kennedy seduced Hollywood. but Hollywood also glamorized his presidency. I know I'll never forget Marilyn Monroe singing Happy Birthday to the president. So I hope you see a glimpse of the character and aura that was John F. Kennedy. He was a man of great personal strength, powerful words, and the prince of an era past. I cried when he was shot, as did most of America. Somehow I realized that a special time in history just ended with his death.